Aloha, my name is Jennifer Young, and I will be doing my book presentation on Abraham Lincoln by James N. McPherson. It's not a very big book, 65 pages long, and it's really the best book out there. I would say that the age groups would be anywhere from probably 12, 13, 14-year-olds. However, I'm 40 and I love it too. My 13-year-old loved this book, so that's probably the best age group to capture their attention. Okay, so the early years, really quickly, Abraham's mother and father were not educated, but Abraham was. His father did not support him in education. They actually fought over it, and it drove a wedge between the two of them. When Thomas, Abraham's father, was on his deathbed, he wanted to say goodbye to his son, and Lincoln did not go see him, and he didn't even go to the funeral because of the quarrel that they had over education. Lincoln, however, devoured every good book he could get his hands on, including the Bible and Pilgrim's Progress, which was part of his reading collection. He then discovered William Shakespeare and Robert Burns. Sorry, not Dunn. It was during this time where he's seeking all these good books that he also discovered his love for politics. Abraham actually had some personal issues. He dealt with depression to the point where he actually contemplated suicide. He told one of his friends, Joshua Speed, that the only reason he wouldn't kill himself was more than his desire to die, was that he had not done anything to make any human being remember that he had lived. His depression was thought to have come from some of the tragedies in his life, but also the only thing that kept him living was the desire to do something with himself. So his political career, he did not win when he first ran for legislature. However, he decided to go again, and then he won. His second term, he actually also earned his law degree. He has a bunch of famous quotes from some of the speeches that he has done. Faith that is right makes might is one of them, and a house divided against itself cannot stand is also another famous quote of Abraham Lincoln. He has a lot, but those were my two favorite ones. He did win the presidency in 1860, and the reality that he faced was he believed greater than what Washington faced, because Lincoln faced the reality of a divided nation. What was going on in that time frame was slavery, and whether or not it was morally correct to actually have slaves or have slavery. This has been an ongoing part of contention within the Union since the Union did the Constitution. Even before then, we see it come up, and how it's trying to be addressed throughout the ages, but it never can. I like this book because it takes a kind of a spiritual look at Abraham Lincoln, and how you can tell that he is guided by the Spirit. There's a part where he offers a sword and an olive branch to the South, and gives them the opportunity to not secede. Spencer W. Kimball said it good when he said, sometimes, or some things are best prayed over only in private, where time and confidentiality are not considerations. I wanted to read a part about when the Civil War was about to break out, and Abraham's cabinet is kind of giving him advice. So it says, this is about Fort Sumter, which is located in the Confederacy, and they don't want to give it up, but we being the North, have people in there, and it's actually a North occupied territory. So it says, to give it up would constitute de facto, if not de jure, recognition of the Confederacy. It would undoubtedly cause foreign nations to extend diplomatic recognition to the Confederacy as an independent nation. However, on the other hand, withdrawing from Sumter would preserve the peace and perhaps give other slave states, or keep them from seceding. This is what they were facing, the issue that he was facing. His leaders that he was trusting to give him advice said, give it to him, just give it to him. They said, a state for a fort is no bad business. That was the thing. He decided to go against that. The problem was, how was he going to do this? Because he did not want to be made or be blamed for starting a war. So he said they were going to send in reinforcements, and for no, sorry, not reinforcements. They were going to send in troops, not reinforcements. So they were just going to supply food for the hungry people. And they sent a message off, and the message says, an attempt will be made to supply Fort Sumter with provisions only, and that if such an attempt be not resisted, no effort to throw in men, arms, or ammunition will be made without further notice or in case of an attack upon the fort. Well, Jefferson Davis decided that he didn't like that idea. And pretty much what Lincoln did was he put the ball in Davis's court, and Davis decided to, he ordered the Confederate guns to fire on Sumter, and they did so April 12th, and that was the beginning of the war. When you read this book, you find out all the other decisions Abraham Lincoln had to make, and how he was given advice, and either he went with it or went against it, but you can see how the Spirit worked with him, and how by making the crucial decisions he made, he was able to not only win the war, but he was able to free Heavenly Father's children, and he was able to, not all of them, but he was, because of his education and because of his love for the American people and the politics that he had, he was able to do what he could. And you see that, and you see his heart, and you see what he would have done had he lived longer. This is the best book. It is a book everyone should have in their library, and I hope that you read it, and I hope that you feel the Spirit like I did when I read it, and when you can see that people really are placed here on this earth at a certain time and in a certain place, and when they do follow the promptings that they feel, they are used for good. And so I hope it's a book that you read too. Thank you.